Alright. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are on Earth. Welcome to GT Champions, here for the finale for Season 3, GTC 3, the final round, the season finale here at Le Mans. I am your commentator slash host of Justin Silva, also known as Just Game in Real. GT Champions has been presented by RWB Racing and has been sponsored by Detailing Group Inc., Metropolis, High Pre, Pride at the Dragon, and 12 Ounce Sports Network. However, with it being Le Mans, we do what we always do. Let's flash back to last week, where it was the 12th of March, where we were at the Nürburgring Grand Prix layout for GTC 3. And it was if you guys missed it, it was an incredible race to end off the penultimate race for the season, where we saw J-Rod, Venom, and Leo battle it out all the way till the end. Even after everyone made the pit stops, they were fighting for 40 plus minutes. So if you guys have missed that, please make sure to go back to last week to watch it. But if you haven't seen it, you're gonna get some spoilers real quick. So J-Rod taking the podium, taking the top step, getting the points for his him as his team, as a fellow RWB friend of his, Venom, actually gets second place, and Leo up the top in third. And that rounds up the podium finishers. So now let's head down to the rest of the grid, where of course we had the podium, J-Rod, Venom, and Leo. Then we had Kev, Renegade in fourth. Then we have AR Team Wooly in fifth, Supermex in sixth. Then we had Carbon Boy in seventh, Viper's Fang in eighth, Raze 1 in ninth, Egon in 10th, Clint Freeman in 11th. Then came Green, Money Matt, and unfortunately for Bite the Roses and Little Mac, both getting disqualified. Disqualified of the race because of a disconnect. And with those being the results, let's actually look at the current standings, with it being the finale. And guys, I actually saw this before the stream. It was very close with the top four. So J-Rod leads the championship by 6 points with 120 to his name. Then we had Wooly in second so far with 114. Unfortunate with finishing in fifth. Couldn't defend his championship lead, but he's still in second, so so still a chance for him to get some points and potentially getting the race win and potentially getting his hands on the trophy. But he has the three drivers around him. So he had J-Rod, who's currently in the lead with 120. Then you have Wooly in second with 114, Venom in third with 112, and Leo with 111. Very close between those drivers. We also have a battle for fifth, where we have tied for fifth actually, Graze 1 and Carbon Boy, both with 71 points to their name, and then Renegade in seventh with 68 points. Then we have a battle for eighth with Little Mac with 62 points, Green with 58. Then we have a battle for 10th with Viper's Fang and Supermex tied in 10th so far with 51 points each other. Bite the Roses in 12th with 50 points. Then we have Egon in 13th with 47. And then we have a battle near the back of 14th with Clint Freeman and Big Red U of A. Clint Freeman with 40 points and Big Red U of A with 36. However, with the two drivers getting the disconnects from the race, they're going to be starting out at the front row. So let's actually check with the starting grid now, where we see Little Mac and Bite the Roses both getting disconnects from the race, so they're going to be starting out on the front row. Then we have Egon on the left side in third, then Clint Freeman in fourth, Renegade in fifth, Supermex in sixth, Carbon Boy in seventh, then Green in eighth, Leo in ninth, Wooly in 10th, Viper's Fang in 11th, then J-Rod in 12th, Venom in 13th, Big Red U of A in 14th, and then Money Matt rounding up the rear. Now, with that being the starting grid, let's actually see what cars these drivers will be in for the final at Le Mans. So, these drivers will be driving at Le Mans with the French manufacturer themselves of Renault. They're currently in the Renault RS01 GT3 car. For round 10, GT Champions fight for the cup. Final round. This is all or nothing for these drivers. And hold on, I'm just checking something real quick. There we go. Alright. But, of course, with this being the finale of the season for GT Champions World Cup, of course, with GT Champions, we could not do it without our sponsors. And I'm going to give you guys a quick, brief description, as I always do. And GT Champions, of course, is sponsored by Detailing Group Inc., which is a company that carries out the Tekla Structures 3D, which is a powerful BIM software in addition to being the leader in the 3D designing world. And what Tekla Structures 3D is where architects use their blueprints, and they actually upload their blueprint to Tekla Structures 3D, and they get a 3D model of the building that they're trying to make. So it definitely helps out with making sure that your measurements are correct, making sure that the structure is correct as well, just so it has stability. But that's not all that Detailing Group does, ladies and gentlemen. They also do personal quality / project control by personally managing all of Detailing Group's projects to foresee any unexpected surprises. And of course, back with the Tekla Structures 3D, it's mainly for constructing buildings, but it specializes in steel fabrications. So thank you for Detailing Group Inc. Where should we go next? You know what? We're gonna go with Metropolis. Metropolis is a company that develops call center call accounting, 911 / emergency management, and telemanagement applications for businesses of all types in the US and abroad. Then we have another sponsor of Hypre, which is an international esports team which is based in Mexico, where their members have experience in the real thing, from coaching, design, photography, FIA administration, and of course real racing. And special thanks to Hypre for all of the graphics. It makes it an easier job for us commentators on all 4 divisions, and also makes it a better viewing experience for you guys back at home. So again, thanks to Hypre for all of the graphics and just making it a beautiful, beautiful experience. We also have Pride at the Dragon, which is a vacation event that caters to LGBTQ+ car enthusiasts. They also stay at the resort near the Tail of the Dragon, which, if you guys didn't know, I didn't know this when I first thought, because I am actually not American. But Tail of the Dragon is a famous road in North Carolina. They go on of course, Pride of the Dragon go on drives on the Tail of the Dragon, and of course surrounding roads. So if you are a LGBTQ+ car enthusiast, or just a car enthusiast in general, and you like to go on rides, show off your cars, have a good time, Pride at the Dragon is your way to go. And of course, Taddy, which is one of our commentators for our commentator for GTC2 in GT Champions, she runs it also. If you guys want, go over to that channel, go over to that video and say thank you to Taddy for sponsoring GT Champions. We could not do it without her and every one of our sponsors. And of course, for the last 12 Ounce Sports Network, thank you for being a sponsor of GT Champions. But now let's make our way through. So with that being in mind, let's actually get everything sorted. So now we are here at Circuit de la Sarthe in France, also known as the Le Mans track, where again the drivers will be using the Renault RS01 GR3 car. And if you guys didn't know about the car, fun fact actually, Max Verstappen, the reigning Formula One champion, actually did a runoff with that car at Spa-Francorchamps with his father. And if you look at the video, his father was almost went absolutely ballistic because Max Verstappen, of course, he had to push that car to its absolute limits, which these drivers will be doing here tonight for the season finale. However, these drivers have huge mishaps ahead of their way, where the drivers will be only having one set of softs, one set of mediums as always, 1 times the tire wear. However, just to spice things up a little bit, they have 2 times the fuel consumption. So, especially with this track, having those long straights all the way through practically, it's going to be very difficult to manage that fuel and see if you can come out and not into the pit lane if it's closed. And I'm actually looking at the chat now. Eduardo Machado or Maceo, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. It looks like a Spanish name. No, it's not Spanish, Portuguese name. Eduardo Assumpcao S. Macado. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but they're going to be representing Egon in the chat, so hopefully Egon does you well, my man. We also have ATK Streeter Tom. Get him, Leo. Good luck, bud. So Leo, if you are watching, you have a fan as well. But talking about the pit window as well, the pit window will open when there's 50 minutes left in the race, and it will close at the 40-minute mark. And the pit outside the window, if you have to pit outside the window, okay, it's Brazilian. Yeah, so I was right. It was Portuguese. Okay, yeah, it was Portuguese. Okay, well, Portuguese language, I should say. Yeah, but I'm just gonna say Eduardo. So thank you, Eduardo, for giving me the validation of my mediocre attempt. Please don't get offended, because I feel bad when I mess up people's names. I did it with Egon. I called him Egoni because of the I's, even though they're supposed to be ones. And then there was someone else I messed up, actually. It was Leo. I kept on saying ATK 307, but of course 307 upside down in reverse is actually Leo. So that was that. However, if you do, let's actually get a few rules with the pit stops. And it's going to be very crucial here. The pit window opens at 50 minutes left, and the pit closes at 40 minutes left. If you enter the pits before the 50-minute mark, you will get 1 minute of time penalty if you went for a set of tires, and another minute if you went for fuel. So tires 1 minute, fuel 1 minute. If you got both of them outside of the pit window, you get 2 minutes added to the name. So of course, if the car is damaged, you are eligible to go into the pit lane. However, it can only be for damage. Darkest One says, every time I don't race, it gets streamed. LOL. Yeah, my bad. LOL. May join next season myself. Yes. If that was around round 7, which I think it was round 7 in the, what was it in? It was in the Honda NSX. If you were part of that, I am terribly sorry. I had some issues on my end and I couldn't stream it. And plus, I was actually, I joined in midway, so if you were before that, I do apologize, but I am here now. And hopefully next season is going to be extraordinary. Never be offended. Egon is Hungarian. Drives very well, but he produces better beers than drives. I'm gonna have to let him know that, Eduardo. I'm gonna keep that on my notes. But of course, guys, this is where it comes down, where everything is pretty much classes in session. You keep your head down, you keep yourself focused, and trying to get as many points as you can. And of course, to remind you guys, actually, let's actually go on the track real quick, as we are gonna go in. We're actually gonna go on board with Wooly, and it looks like he's having himself a little bit of fun with J-Rod. And as you can see, actually while we do this, Wooly's actually already almost out of fuel, and that's what I was talking about earlier. The fuel consumption, very, very difficult to get right. So 4 times 8, what's 4 times 8, guys? 4 times 8, 32. So he was able to do 32 laps, and he has to go into the pit lane. We'll say around 33, 34. But of course, if you guys remember, it's 40 minutes after the race start, which it'll be 50 minutes left. Oh, good buddy, just being a jerk. You'll be alright. Oh, that's a high-pitched sound. Sorry about that, guys. But to remind you guys as well, where this is all up for grabs, where with the standings, it's gonna be tough. So we're actually gonna check the standings real quick as well, just to remind you guys, because this is where it comes down. This is it. All or nothing for those top 4 drivers. J-Rod 120, Willie 114, Venom 112, and Leo 111 points. It's going to be very, 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 very close to see who comes out on top. And I hope you guys stay tuned at the end of the race, because I actually have something a little bit special to make it a little bit more of a memorable experience for the drivers out there, because these drivers have been going at it ever since the start of the season at round 1. So it only makes sense that these drivers give it their all out on the track and make it count. But with that being in mind, let's actually get a quick rundown of the track of Le Mans, and we're gonna go on board with Wooly. As you enter out the pit lane, you get the starting S's, and then you have another S. So really takes a lot of tire wear out of that car, as you have a quick sweeping right-hander. You want to slow down a little bit, but not too much, to where you go off the track on the left side, and then you make your way towards one of the straightaways. And this is where it gets difficult, ladies and gentlemen. This is where it gets very, very difficult. As you make your way down, you have 2 chicanes on this straight. You have the first one that is coming up soon, and then you have another one. So basically that straight is divided into basically thirds, because you have 2 chicanes, 3 straightaways on the exit of them. So you have the first one now, you make your way up, and then you keep on going another straightaway, keeping it going, keeping the pace. And the thing about this is that with this, pretty much you actually want to be behind drivers. You don't want to be in front of them. Mainly because if you're behind them, you can actually go lower on the fuel, and you can actually fuel save a lot better. So whoever's at the front is going to be the one to actually get the worst out of it. So you have the first chicane, which is a right, left, and another right. Then the other chicane, a left, right, and then right here, another left. As you make your way towards Sector 3 now. And then you have this long straightaway, the third straightaway down, and then you have a sharp right-hander. Almost, it's kind of like a, I want to say like a 75 or maybe a 70 degrees right-hander. It's kind of like a double right-hander. So you have a double apex here. So you have the first one, and then you have this tight 75 degree turn right here. Then you have another straightaway as you now enter Sector 4. Sector 4? No. 1, 2, 3. Sector 5. You enter Sector 5. There's 7 sectors on this track. So as you enter Sector 5, you have this other straight that goes up, and this one's a bit odd. So you know how you have a double apex, double right-hander, but this one is a slight right-hand to a very sharp 90-degree left-hander as you make your way here. And the one thing about this small right-hander is that it's easy to miss. It's very easy to miss the braking zone and go into the wall there. But of course, Wooly keeping it on the track as he makes his way now towards another 90-degree turn on the right, as he is entering Sector 6 out of 7. And I gotta say, with this track, Sector 7 is my favorite. So as you can see, you make your way a slight left-hander on this straightaway, to another left, to a sweeping right. And if you guys have played GT7, you would actually remember this corner from being one of the insurances for the super license. So you have the long right to the double apex left-hander, to another right hand here as you now enter sector 7. Then you have another left-hander right before the pit entrance on the right-hand side, as you have another small right-hander and left-hander that you can go full out. So now you can see the pit entrance on the right side there as you enter the first chicane of 2 to finish the lap. So you have this first one, and then you have the second one right here. And the one thing about this track that I actually remember seeing, ladies and gentlemen, was if you guys saw the trailer for GT7, you would actually see basically Gran Turismo's new AI system going up against the best of the best, and those AIs used a lot of that pit the pit entrance to use into that sweeping corner. It gives them a lot higher RPMs while also keeping a lot of momentum as well. And of course, track limits being strict here as Wooly picks up his one. So now this is all or nothing. I'm just gonna say I am ready, so the drivers can ready up whenever they feel like, because I think we are ready to get this race started, ladies and gentlemen. I am so excited to start the finale. I was actually talking about it in the group chat on Discord, and this is what I said. You got this, guys. I cannot wait to start the finale. You all have been fighting till the end. This is it. No second chances. Make it count. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what's going to go through these drivers' heads. To keep themselves focused, to keep pushing, get as many points to finish off as high as possible on the standings, and let's see if any of the drivers are going to crumble under the pressure. But these drivers have been fighting ever since the beginning, and I could not be more proud. And I'm kind of kicking myself practically that I didn't join this sooner and I didn't hear about this sooner. But of course, the person that we've been on through the runoff lap, ART Wooly, he was the one that suggested me for this, and I couldn't thank him enough. Like, he is an absolute legend. I couldn't thank him enough, because I actually came from the ART League to GT Champions to do commentary for GTC3, and honestly, I'm in debt to that man, because I absolutely love this league. Absolutely love it, and I think you guys love it too. Like, this league is extraordinary. Like, I am so happy to be a part of this, because the league is just so, like, it's that type of vibe that the league and the people in it gives you guys. And like, none of this is scripted. No one told me to say, oh, talk about good things about GTC. Like, this is like straight from me, like straight from Justin. I absolutely love this league, and I'm so excited to be associated with it, because I've made new friends, and I couldn't, like, at this point I would be upset if I had to leave. But as it stands now, we are still here. I'm absolutely loving it. GTC, and there's the news from Venom right there on the bottom left, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting in the next 2 minutes. So I hope you guys are ready. Eduardo, for you, my man, we're gonna go on board with Egon. We're actually gonna look at these drivers' liveries before we start this race. Egon, a pretty good blue and red. Sorry, guys, a quick interruption. But of course, Egon. Egon's car actually looks really nice. If you look at it, it's like a nice red and blue with the Canadian flags of Egon on the back end. Absolutely love the look of this car. GT45, if you guys didn't know, Ghost 45, He is actually our GTC4 commentator, but he doesn't do it actually commentate because he actually races. So he would do the race, save the replay, and then do the commentary over it after the race. Yeah, but now let's look at Carbon Boy's livery here. Ooh, a bit of a different one. It's a nice offset gray with blue and orange. I've never seen GT Champions livery with orange on it, but hey, I'm a fan. That car looks nice. If we can get a zoom up on it, there we go. That car looks nice. But now let's actually look at Little Mac, which is right up ahead. So he has the full-on blue for Renault, of course, being a French manufacturer of vehicles, while also having the giant American flag on the side. You gotta love to see that if you are American or any of that. Well, to be honest with you, RWB, of course, red, white, and blue. So you could love to see that as well. Let's actually go down to green. Of course, given it by the name green, goes with a green livery, and it's a very nice livery actually. It's a nice, simple green with the sponsors around it, and of course GT Champions scrolled over that car, and you'd love to see it. But now, guys, this is what we've been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, the finale starts in the next coming of seconds. So sit back, relax. Who am I kidding? Stand up, lean forward, because this is going to be a race to watch, ladies and gentlemen. As everyone has loaded in perfectly. Little Mac and Bite the Roses on the front row with Egon and Clint Freeman. Who's going to be the one to get the start off and get the best launch into this finale? As we are waiting for the red lights to come up, they're revving their engines, waiting for the timer on the bottom right to hit 1:29:59, and we are underway for the season finale of GT Champions. An amazing start there from Little Mac to make his way up. Carbon Boy, oh, Carbon Boy's having a good start of his own, as he's going to be fighting on the inside of Little Mac. And alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have a red flag. We have a red flag on the field. We're going to take a quick detour, as looks like we had someone disconnect, but that's perfectly fine, guys. We all have those sort of incidents happen. We all have this disconnects. We've seen it a few times earlier on. However, it's still plenty of time to get this sorted. So I am very excited to see who's going to be the one to come out on top. We're going to go back on board with Egon, because I think Egon's livery is actually my favorite of the day. I gotta say, Egon's livery is my favorite. Little Mac is very glitchy, so it looks like Little Mac is still having connectivity issues. So unfortunate to see that, but to give you guys a quick reminder of the starting grid, we have Little Mac, then Bite the Roses, then Egon, Clint Freeman, Renegade, Supermax, Carbon Boy, Green, Leo, Wooly, Viperfang, J-Rod, and Venom, with Big Red U of A and Money Matt rounding up the rear. And with that in mind, let's actually remind you guys of the race info real quick, where we are in the Renault. Oh, and Renegade has just disconnected, so we're gonna be right back up. He's gonna be right back, hopefully soon. But to remind you guys, of course, with the fight for the cup for the final round here at Le Mans, they are driving the Renault RS01 GR3 car, which I think is pretty slidey in this game. It's a little slidey goosey. It has, I mean, of course, with it being a mid-engine rear what was it? Like, it's like an MR car, I believe, and not an RR, if not an RR. And there's gonna be a lot of weight on the back of that car. It's gonna really make you slide as you take some of these corners. However, these drivers have tested themselves, they have done the practice, and they are here to make it count. Of course, with that being in mind, and I just realized something here, that my banner is the wrong banner. Okay guys, so we're gonna be right back. I'm gonna change that real quick for us. Just give me a quick second. I thought I had this changed. I'm so sorry guys. I guess it didn't save. Let's see if that's right now. Yeah, there we go. That looks good. Round 10 final at Le Mans. Good thing I just caught that, and good thing we had that red flag. And did I see that right? Little Mac has left and joined back. We're still waiting on Kevin, also known as Renegade, to join back with us. But to the guys back at home again, thank you for your patience as we are just getting everyone sorted with the connectivity issues. However, this is going to be a race that you do not want to miss. This is going to be a race that you do not want to miss whatsoever. I'm very, very excited for this. Sorry, if you've mentioned it, has the race start time changed due to time change? I think it would only change to people that haven't had that affected yet. So, with me actually, I was actually asking Austin, if you guys don't know, oh not Austin, sorry. Presidio, also known as Chris. How did I mix up Austin and Chris? How in the world did I mix up those two names, Austin and Chris? I have no idea. But I was actually asking them earlier if the race times changed. But it would only change to people that haven't been affected by daylight savings. So if you're in the UK, it would normally be 5-hour time difference from Eastern. So after that, it's actually 4-hour difference if you're in the UK. And if you're in Australia, I believe if in some places it's 15 hours, in some places a 13-hour difference, and of course you would -1 to that. So the race time didn't change for us that have been affected by daylight savings, but it has been changed for everyone else that has been affected until their daylight savings has been changed, which I believe in the UK it should be near March 27th, which I think that is correct. Oh, we have Renegade back. Renegade is back, guys. We can actually get this started, but I'm actually gonna be right back. I'm gonna give myself a quick drink before we start this because I know I'm gonna be talking for a long time. So in the meantime, I'm actually gonna keep you with Egon as he makes his way around the track. So guys, I'll be right back. Give me a few seconds. Alright guys, I am back. Sorry for that quick delay. I got myself my drink just so my voice won't turn into a let's say a crow, to say it lightly. Probably shouldn't be the best thing to get sparkling water. But yeah guys, I hope you guys are ready. We're almost sorted to get this race underway. But it's just a little few changes with the drivers out there just to get everything sorted. So thank you guys again for bearing with us as we make everything sorted on our end. Viper's Fang just getting past Little Mac on that, and we actually haven't seen Viper's Fang livery. And it's a... Ooh, hold on. It's a Damascus red with a white... Oh, I love seeing the Damascus steel type of design to it. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this race underway. As we are back with the restart, 13 drivers make up the grid. And let's get this party started. The finale here at Le Mans. Who is going to get the start that they are looking for? And we are almost underway to start that season finale. And here we are. A little bit of a... Oh, there's an incident near the back. There's an incident near the back. I don't know who that is. It's Renegade, and it's another disconnect, ladies and gentlemen. It's another disconnect. So we're gonna be right back. I'm not too sure exactly what's going on. A few of the cars getting into the Shadow Realm. But one thing I did say though before, because we've actually had this issue before, and it's sad to see. However, I think it's these drivers like teasing us a little bit, just to get us a little bit of a taster to see what is going to happen. Because we actually saw this, actually, if you guys remember, it's actually at another French track at Circuit de Saint-Croix, where the drivers were actually free reign of whichever GR3 card they wish to use. And I still have that up, so let me get that out of the way. But yeah. Yep, and it's gonna be the last red for any reason. I'm not too sure exactly what's going on. Just a few disconnects in the server, and with Gran Turismo's server, it's not really doing well as they were before, mainly because of the whole if I remember correctly, guys, tell me if I'm wrong, but didn't Japan experience a 7.2 category earthquake, if I remember correctly? I kind of forget what where it was, but wait, hold on. Is Renegade not gonna be able to join back? Okay, hold on. Hold on, guys. I was gonna say if Renegade isn't gonna join back, that actually would be very upsetting, because I know that he wants to fight for as many points as he wants. He is a warrior out there. And a new father of a warrior as well. But I was gonna say, if the drivers out there, if you are wanting to, if you have disconnects, I'm gonna say this: if you have a disconnect and want to still be part of the race, I was gonna say, just join me in the comms box. I think it would be interesting. Just to give themselves a little bit of screen time that they truly deserve, because all of these drivers out here are willing to participate. They all want to do well, of course, but it's just so unlucky with some of them with the disconnects. And I think Egon is having himself a little bit of fun as he is reversing towards the starting line. He's getting himself ready. But yeah, but other than that, guys, it looks like we've almost got everything sorted. I'm just gonna check one thing real quick. Alright, so nothing on that front. So guys, I hope you guys are ready to get this race up and underway. But I'm ready to get the show on the road in literal terms as well. But let's actually look at, so which car were we looking at? I think it was Little Mac? No, it wasn't Little Mac, but hey, we'll look at this car anyway. Oh yeah, we saw it. It was like the nice blue. Let's actually look at Leo real quick. Oh, he has like a nice orange and black. That's a cool livery, I gotta say. That's a very nice livery. Very, very interesting. And then Egon is making his way up, as you can see near the back. Egon's gonna just say hi as he drives past. Almost going right past the camera there. So cameraman had a little bit of a shock there. Oh, you gotta love the sound of those engines. Let's listen to the engine. Hold on. I don't know about the shifting there, but yeah, the engines sound pretty good, I gotta say. It's not my favorite. If I would say my favorite car when it comes to the engine sound, I'll have to say the Formula 1 cars. Mainly because I love Formula 1. And just hearing those engines just go along the track, it just sounds so good. It sounds so good, I gotta say. However, with that in mind, we're actually gonna go on board with Carbon Boy for his lap as he's making his way down towards the first of the straights as he now enters Sector 2 for the gray, orange, and blue of Carbon Boy. But with that being said, this is going to be the race of a lifetime, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be the race of a lifetime. And this is where it all comes down to the drivers on the track. Get as many points as they can. Get everything sorted. It's going to be a battle between ART Wooly, who's currently in second on the championship. You then have J-Rod, who's currently in the lead of the championship with 120 points. Then we have Leo, who is currently fourth in the championship, if I do remember correctly. And then we have our boy here, Venom, who is third in the championship. And this is going to be very close ending. And I kind of want to see Venom's livery, but we just can't see it for the time being. Making his way out of the pit lane now is going to be Little Mac. Just listen to the engine roar. Jesus, I love it. The amount of specs that are into these GR3 cars is extraordinary. Gotta say. Sorry, having a little bit of a mild, like, fangirly moment with these cars, but honestly, love it. Absolutely love it. But while we take this time to get everything sorted, actually, guys, let's remind you guys of practically how GT Champions is here. And we couldn't do it without our loyal sponsors of Detailing Group Inc., Metropolis, High Pre, Pride at the Dragon, and 12 Ounce Sports Network. So thank you all for being a part of GT Champions. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it. GT Champions World Cup, of course. And I think this has been a very successful season for GTC 3. Of course, GTC 1 and 2 and 4 as well, but I think GTC 3, extraordinary. And I've actually looked at a lot of it, and I gotta say, I think it's mainly because more of a favorite. GTC 3 is my favorite. Not just because I know these drivers pretty well after them racing a lot and seeing how they perform on the track. But also is that I've seen so much quality from the top and from the front and the back of the field. And it just looks extraordinary to me. Gotta say, it just looks extraordinary to me and I love it. Absolutely love it. But with that being said as well, guys, looks like we're about to get underway as soon as possible. But until then, let's actually hear. Or actually, no, we'll save that. But I want you guys to say in the chat. I actually have the chat open on my phone. Who do you guys think is gonna win? Who were you guys rooting for? Who are you guys thinking is going to get the top step of the podium in this race? But also, who is going to get the top step on the podium of the whole championship and get their hands on the GT Champions World Cup Season 3 in their grasp? I want to hear from you guys. Who is the one to come out on top? I want to know what you guys think, because this is going to be very, very interesting, and I hope you guys enjoy as well. This is going to be a very, very enjoyable race. We got a little bit of a teaser with the starts of some of the drivers. Unfortunately, with the others having disconnects, but hold on, let me just say time on. Oh, I was about to say time on when we're starting. We're starting now, guys. This is it. All or nothing. All or nothing, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this underway. This is the third and only time we are having the restart here at Le Mans GTC 3. And looks like all of the drivers have loaded up. And we are with 13 out of 15 drivers, so 2 people couldn't make the finale, but that's okay. A good result still for GTC 3 to get this race up and underway. Little Mac, Bite the Roses on the front row with Egon and Clint Freeman on the rear. We actually saw Carbon Boy with an amazing start on one of the restarts, and we are underway now. It's go, 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 and one of the cars is stuck there at the start. And it's going to be Renegade again, and Viper's Fang having a little bit of a glitch as well. So unfortunate for them. They're going to be, oh, Viper's Fang is gone now, so it looks like it's just Renegade that's having those glitches. But we have a battle at the start as we make our way towards the first chicane. And a few drivers going side to side. We were looking at 3 wide with Egon, Little Mac, and Clint Freeman. Egon, the ones to come out on top of that battle. We're now making our way towards the second S. It's not really a chicane, but it's an S curve. Looks like J-Rod and Leo going side to side. 2 big rivals for the Drivers' Championship of J-Rod and Leo. J-Rod's the one to come out on top of that battle. Leo right on the tail end with Wooly and Venom. We're seeing all of the top 4 side to side here as we now make our way down towards the long straightaway. Renegade, unfortunate with him not having the start in this race, but a very, very good start, I gotta say, for Carbon Boy. Now almost 2 seconds ahead of Egon as we make our way towards the first chicane of 2 on this long straightaway here at Le Mans. 1 hour and 30 minutes in this race to see who's going to be the one to be crowned champion. Unfortunate for Renegade getting disconnected at the start. Unfortunate as well for Viper's Fang, who was the one that was on the back end of that battle, has front damage from what it looks like. But Little Mac and Egon, they're gonna go side to side as they make their way down towards the second chicane. And Egon is gonna stay in third. Bite the Roses and Clint Freeman were having that battle as well. But J-Rod is now up to 6th and will be eyeing down Clint Freeman and Bite the Roses. He wants to get as early of a start as he can to ensure that he gets the championship win for GT Champions World Cup, GTC 3, of course, 3rd division. As we now make our way down towards this long straightaway, J-Rod is going to be looking around the outside, potentially at Clint Freeman. The gap is there, but he's going to stay right behind as he makes his way down. Looks like Leo has a little bit of a wide exit there into that corner, and Venom and Little Mac could be making the opportunity to get the overtake. Venom is getting a little bit of a bump draft to Supermax, as you see how close those drivers are out there on the track. You can barely fit a what's it called, a piece of paper between there. Supermax is gonna yield and let Venom through. Now that is a good overtake there from Venom as he's now up to 8th. Now we have a battle between Clint Freeman. Oh, and Bite the Roses has been pushed off the track. Not too sure exactly what happened there. Let's actually get a quick instant replay about what happened there. Bite the Roses. It was Bite the Roses and Clint Freeman having that battle. We're going to go aboard with Clint Freeman actually to see what he did there. So it looks like he was making his way up. Mistimed the braking zone. He shot on the inside. Clint Freeman, Bite the Roses actually didn't see Clint Freeman there, and he's gonna be the one to fall back. But Clint Freeman now losing the position to Leo and J-Rod. J-Rod is now up to 4th place for that Drivers' Championship lead. Let's see if he can hold on to it, coming to the near end of this, coming to the end. But still, 4 minutes has almost 4 minutes has passed in this race. J-Rod up to 4th, and I gotta remind you guys where these drivers have started from the starting line, and we actually had J-Rod down to 12th, overtook his rival of Wooly and Leo at the beginning of that race, and he's now up to 4th, so he has gained a total of 8 positions in the first lap. So an extraordinary start for J-Rod as he crosses the line now. Let's see if he can get this. But Leo will be right behind him as well as he's trying to get past, and it's going to be very, very difficult for him. And I gotta say, guys, with the points system underway, gotta remind you guys about how it goes. So, if you win in first place, you will have 18 points to your name, and second will be 16, third will be 14, and fourth will be 12. So, if Wooly wants to win this race, what he would have to do, and this is going to be very, very close, what he will have to do is make sure that he gets into the top spot and have J-Rod lose out on a lot of positions. So he's looking for his rivals to actually help him out in this as well. But it's going to be very, very close to see who's going to be the one to come out on top. But so far, good racing to start us off. A little bit of an incident between Clint Freeman and, who was it? Clint Freeman and Bite the Roses as they made their way down earlier on the race, but J-Rod is now ahead of Leo by more than a second, and J-Rod is closing in on Egon, which is right ahead of him. Looks like J-Rod's going with a seriously aggressive start in this race. He's done his practice, as you can tell, so it's all about practice, practice, practice. As we do see J-Rod up to 4th now, and in the championship lead. But now we're going to go down with Wooly, who's currently in 2nd in the Drivers' Championship. He's going to be right behind Clint Freeman, as Clint Freeman has just been overtaken by Venom into that chicane. And you can see Wooly's trying to get past. He's going to look around the outside. No, he's going to switch to the inside now, as they're now going to go side to side towards this right-hander here. But he's going to yield. He's going to go right behind there, still get a little bit more slipstream to carry him into that corner, as he's going to try and fuel save, and he's going to wait for the opportunistic moment to get that. Venom on the exit there, currently in 6th on the track now. He's going to try and push for that Drivers' Championship as well. But with Leo and J-Rod ahead of him, it's not looking good for Venom. But as it stands now, Venom is up to 6th with Clint Freeman and Wooly right on the tail end. Is Wooly looking on the inside now? He is! Wooly's looking on the inside. Has he got the position? He has! Wooly is able to get past Clint Freeman using the slipstream, and now he'll be right behind Venom as they now make their way towards the chicane of Sector 5. Well, not the chicane. It's kind of like a semi-hairpin, semi-90-degree turn. But Wooly now up to 7th. So we have Wooly in 7th, Venom in 6th. Then we have Leo in 5th, who's going to be challenging J-Rod for that 4th place position. He's going to look around the inside. They're almost touching as they make their way through. But Leo has to yield and keep right behind J-Rod. But that's the one thing, though. You want to get ahead of them, but don't make it too early. Use the slipstream. Fuel reserve. Preserve your fuel for when it matters. But as it stands right now, these drivers are still giving it their all. J-Rod, oh, a little bit of a slippery exit there. Right before the chicane, at the, let's go at the bus stop. At the bus stop chicane, Egon had a little bit of a contact with Little Mac, and it looks like, oh, and Egon could be losing it here. He was able to save it, but it did slow down J-Rod, and he slots right between the two rivals of Leo and J-Rod, and Leo is not going to be enjoying that at all, but he's going to try and get past here, and try to get into the slipstream with J-Rod, and it looks like Egon is not going to give it up without a fight. As they make their way past the timing line, Egon is back up to 4th after having that moment into the bus stop chicane. But let's see if he's going to prevail in this. Egon trying to keep up with J-Rod. J-Rod now into the podium positions as he makes his way down. It's going to be very, very close with the front 4 of the Drivers' Championship to see who's going to be the one to come out on top. Current best purple sector there for J-Rod as he now enters sector 2 is going to be eyeing down Little Mac for a little bit of slipstream. He needs to pick up the pace. He's starting to lose out a little bit. He needs to get within 7/10 and he will have that slipstream. We have Leo right on the tail end of Egon as well. You can see there's a little bit of bump drafting for the two drivers. Wooly is able to get past Venom, and Wooly is now up to 6th place. We just missed that, but we cannot get off at this battle for 4th with Egon and Leo, the two Canadians. Well, Leo being a Canadian / Portuguese man of his own as well. But let's see, Leo is going to be running the tail end of Egon. He's going to be using that slipstream, helping him fuel save. We're not going to go up top with J-Rod, who is still trying to pull away from Egon and Leo, which he is doing successfully, but without him getting that slipstream, Egon and Leo are starting to catch up a little bit. Leo is going to slide onto the inside of the chicane. Is he going to try and make the turn here? No, he's not going to try and make the position, is what I meant to say. But, yeah, but still, what a start so far from Carbon Boy. In the lead by almost 9/10. So doing an exceptional job for Carbon Boy. But for the gray, blue, and orange. But let's see if he's going to be able to keep up that momentum. We're now going to go back down with J-Rod. And Leo was able to make the position. We just missed that as he makes his way towards the chicane. Let's actually check to see how he done that there. Oh, and did I just see that right? Hold on. I just missed it. Egon had himself a little bit of an instant there. So let's actually see what happened with him. So it looks like he was right on the tail end of Leo. Collected a lot of that dust and dirt on the exit there. And yep. Oh, scraping the wall a little bit, but doesn't look like he got that much damage. So he's going to be alright. But he's going to slot down to 8th now. Venom is right on the tail end of Wooly. And with them two being huge rivals here, they're going to give it their all. Leo is also right on the tail end of J-Rod in this. Leo with a purple sector of sector 5. I got my sectors wrong there, sorry. But yeah, sector 5. Leo is now going to be using the slipstream off of J-Rod to help fuel save as they make their way now towards the sweeping left, right, and then left again as they make their way towards sector 7. Leo, is he going for it? He's looking for the space on the inside. He couldn't get it there, but he's still keeping that momentum right on the tail end of J-Rod. He's going to be collecting a lot of that dirty air, so he needs to be careful there and not lose out because of dirty air. But with that being said, he's still right on the tail end of J-Rod through these sweeping corners, just chucking that Renault into these corners and making it stick. But J-Rod up now by 7/10, so you can see J-Rod is strongest in Sector 7 compared to Leo. But with that being said, they're both going through the bus stop chicane. And the second one I like to say as well, as they make their way towards the timing line, is he going to be able to do it? And I just realized I've been saying bus stop chicane even though it's not a bus stop chicane. But with that being said, you can see how close these drivers are. We're actually looking at a battle for 5th as well. Oh, actually, are we though? Venom is starting to lose out a little bit to Wooly, and Bite the Roses could be giving himself a little bit of a hassle for that 6th place position. Oh, and Venom gets the time penalty. He is the one one of the first of the title contenders with the time penalty now, and that could be ruining his race here. But he needs to serve that as soon as possible, as he now makes his way towards Sector 2 with the purple sector, but it'll go all the way with that time penalty. We're now going to go back up top with J-Rod and Leo as they're making their way down. Leo is in that 7/10 gap, so he will be getting a little bit of slipstream. He's still fuel saving around 26 minutes left, I should say. Around 26 minutes left in this race until the pit stop opens. This is the thing as well. Leo, is he going to try and make the move here, or should he be patient? Should he wait until it matters and just bump draft with J-Rod and pull him away from Wooly? Oh, but he's not going to do that. Leo's going to look on the inside into the chicane. J-Rod around the outside. It looks like a little bit of contact from my POV, I do believe. That's to make the way through. Leo trying to get the switchback, but J-Rod parks it on the apex, and he is going to hold on to that position for the time being. Leo still going to be within that slipstream, so this battle for third is still brewing up as they make their way down. Leo in fourth, J-Rod in third. Leo's going to look on the inside into this next corner. Is he a whole car length ahead? He's a half car length ahead. J-Rod with the later braking around the outside. They're still going side to side. J-Rod with the wider exit to give the space. Collects a little bit of dirt on the exit there, so that's going to mess up his lap potentially, but he still holds onto the position. So good defense there for J-Rod. Let's see if he's able to keep it going. Our current Drivers' Championship leader is in the podium positions, and this is where it's going to make it count. Leo is going to look on the outside. No, the inside here. He has to yield and give the position back to J-Rod. You can see Leo is trying to find the gap to get past. And you can actually see they've actually traded a little bit of paint on the sides as well. But Leo is still trying to get past. J-Rod defending like a true champ that he is. Wooly up to 5th, and looks like Venom has fallen down to 8th. So I don't know what happened with Venom here, but he's fallen down to 8th. So looks like his championship run so far at the beginning is not looking too good for him here. But J-Rod, we're still looking at this battle for third. J-Rod now ahead of Leo by 7/10, now 8/10, and you can see the gap increasing between the two drivers. And this is what I was saying earlier. J-Rod's best sector here is Sector 7, where Leo is the other sectors with that slipstream. So J-Rod is the faster driver from what it looks like, but it's still going to be very, very close to see who's going to be the one to come out on top. And it looks like through these chicanes, Leo is the one taking the advantage here. But now we have, it has been 17 minutes have passed currently in this race, and we still have plenty to come. And now we're in 13 left in this race. I gotta remind these drivers, if they are listening in, that we have the race info if they are still thinking about what strategy to do. Of course, the tires, you have one set of racing softs, one set of racing mediums, with 1 times the wear on those set of tires, with 2 times the fuel consumption, and the pit windows at the 50-minute mark and closes at the 40-minute mark. But it looks like we still have like about 22 minutes until the pit window opens for these drivers to make their pit stops. Leo is now right on the tail end. He's closing in. We're gonna go on board with Leo, if it allows me. There we go. Oh, and you can see he's actually easing off a little bit. Fuel saving really good for Leo, as he's just going to be using J-Rod to carry his way through these corners. J-Rod with a little bit of a slippery exit there, was able to hold on to it. and you can just hear the engine. He is early shifting. He is fuel saving, and that is what you want to do. You want to fuel save. You want to get those half shifts in. You want to use the slipstream of the driver ahead of you, and potentially bump draft, as we see right here with Leo and J-Rod, as they make their way now towards the chicane. Oh, almost had contact between the two drivers. And you can see, take the corner with the higher revs to just get that acceleration, and then switch back to half throttle, shifting, low shifting to fuel save. And you can see Leo is just going to play it patient. He's just going to push J-Rod ahead of him. He saw the gap there for this double right-hander, but Leo's going to stay right behind. Previously set a lap of a 405.17, where J-Rod put a 405.057. So 400ths with their previous laps. So very, very close between these two drivers as they make their way down. We're looking at a push from Wooly and Bite the Roses. Bite the Roses is actually pushing Wooly ahead. So even though Bite the Roses is fuel saving, he's actually repaying Wooly for the fuel save with a little bit of bump drafting. So could be pushing him even closer towards Leo and J-Rod, and that's what you need to do. You need to find a partner. You need to find practically a temporary alliance in a way, to where you can actually keep the pace and try and keep up with the drivers ahead. But it looks like Bite the Roses has lost out of that 7/10, and he's not going to be pushing Wooly anytime soon now. We're not going to go back up the front with Leo. We're actually going to go on board with J-Rod's rear view. As you can see, RWB Red, White, and Blue racing for J-Rod, as you can see, Leo is trying to fight against the G-forces, trying to fight against the dirty air as he makes his way down. He is still pushing with that Renault, still giving it his all, as we also see the helicopter giving us the beautiful views earlier. But let's see this now. Oh, Leo had a little bit of a hiccup into this corner. A little bit of a quick left-hander on the braking zone, so using those rubbers a little bit more than what he would have wanted. But you gotta say, some pretty good racing still, as we are making it near the actually past the 20-minute mark. So this battle is going to be brewing up for a long, long time, and J-Rod gets himself a time penalty of 0.05 seconds, and let's see how close that margin was, because it didn't even look too far off. Oh, you can see right there, just went too much on that corner, had 4 wheels off of the track there, and he's gonna lose out once he has to serve that time penalty. Actually, would he lose out, because he's currently ahead of Leo by a substantial amount, over a second gap now between those two drivers, as they make their way now towards the first straight of 3 on this long straight here of sector 2, 3, and 4. And has J-Rod just served it? He served a few tenths of that time penalty, so he's gonna have to serve a little bit more. And you can see he's trying to get the gap between him and Leo to serve that time penalty. He was not anticipating that at all, and that has really messed up his strategy here of trying to hold on to the lead as early as possible. But let's actually look at Wooly, currently in 5th place. Has been fighting with Bite the Roses for quite a substantial amount of time at this point. And am I seeing this right as well? Is Venom is now down to 12th, and he's in the pit lane. What has happened with Venom? Their drivers are his pit crew is just sitting there. What's going on? Has has his pit crew been on strike? Have they gone on strike? Because they're just sitting there. Look, there's even one just walking around just wondering, like, what would be the best plan here? What are we doing here again? What's our job? Let me kneel down to see if I'm looking important and interesting here. But yeah, Venom's still in the pit lane here. So it looks like he had a little bit of damage on that car and tried to repair it. However, just couldn't repair it, and it looks like he is going to still stay in that pit lane. I'm not too sure exactly what's going on over there. However, with that being said, it looks like the drivers are still getting a little bit more spread out. So we're going to take a little bit of a break and hear from one of our sponsors. And of course, thanks to Metropolis.com for sponsoring GT Champions World Cup. Switch gears with Metropolis for all of your telemanagement services that you would need. Go to Metropolis, switch gears with Metropolis. You will surely not regret it. But thanks again for Metropolis.com for sponsoring GT Champions. Thank you for helping improve GT Champions, and I hope we've done the same with you. But we are now back to racing. It looks like J-Rod and Leo are still having that battle. J-Rod with a little bit of a wide exit there as he's making his way towards the straightaway. I'm not too sure if he got a time penalty for that, and it looks like he just got away with it here. But now Leo right behind. Is he going to get past here? Fighting for that driver's championship as well. No, he's going to stay right behind J-Rod. He's going to get a little bit of a bump draft. Ease off on the throttle. Or is he? He's looking on the right side here. Into the chicane. Is he going to shoot for it? No, he is not. He's going to stay right behind J-Rod and just use his sweet slipstream to pull him along the racetrack of Le Mans. But let's see, as the gap now closing in towards 4/10. It looks like Wooly had a little bit of a slow exit into that corner at the chicane. Now down to 8.9 seconds. Now 9 seconds behind Leo and J-Rod up ahead of him. And he needs to pick up the pace. He needs J-Rod or Leo to make a mistake and ruin their chances of a race. But knowing J-Rod and Leo, they've been pushing for the longest time. They're still giving it their all. But while we were gone, has Venom finally gotten out of the pit lane? No, he is still in the pit lane. So his team really taking their sweet time in that pit lane, and I think that could be Venom's race over. I gotta say, I think that could be Venom's race over due to their pit crew just going on strike practically at the last second. Oh, it looks like we have a battle near the back, near the mid actually. A Bite the Roses and ART Wooly. As Wooly now goes down to 6th place. Let's see what happened there. As we now go on board with Wooly. He was making his way down. Bite the Roses just put up the turbo. Look at how quick that Renault was going. As it slots on the left side, Bite the Roses, it was able to get past. So a good overtake there from Bite the Roses. We're now going to go back up top with Leo and J-Rod. As you can see how close those drivers are now. The gap has shortened a little bit. If Leo could potentially take that 3rd place at some point, but for the time being, it's going to stay right behind J-Rod as they now enter Sector 6. And this is where we're gonna see Venom actually be lapped in the pit lane after his pit crew going on strike. So that could be Venom's push for a championship over at this point, which is really unfortunate for the man. He's been working all season. He has a chance to get the race lead and the championship lead if everything fell into his hands at this race, but pretty much disaster struck for Venom, as the pit crew has just given up. And I hope he hasn't. He's probably shouting at his pit crew saying, what are you guys doing? Get yourself on this car, change my car, fix the damage, and get me back out there. I need to push for this championship. But the pit crew just paying him no mind as he makes his way down. Little Mac actually currently has the fastest lap, 4:02.969 for Little Mac in second place. So good from him. And it looks like with these drivers getting these cars getting a little bit lighter, they're able to manage with the tire wear. Little Mac managing as well, pretty well actually, and he's still keeping up the pace. A purple sector 1, a huge runoff into that corner. Little Mac could be looking at a time penalty potentially, as the gap between him and Carbon Boy is now down to 5 seconds. Where, if you guys remember before, it was around, I want to say maybe 8 or 9 seconds earlier on. So it looks like Carbon Boy really put up the turbos at the beginning, but had to ease off a little bit. And if Venom can hear me, I actually want to see exactly what was happening with you there. With the pit crew. I don't know if there was something going on with the pit crew, but we're now looking at a battle between Wooly and Bite the Roses still continue. And looks like Wooly really put on the turbo of his own. Let's see how he was able to get that done. And yep, you can see Bite the Roses had a time penalty, so he had to serve that as he pulls over to the right hand side, and Wooly just takes that position easily. And that's the one thing about this track, those time penalties can really mess up your race. As you can see, the drivers behind trying to catch up as well, but they are too far behind. As J-Rod looking at a good result here. 9 minutes until the pit window opens, ladies and gentlemen. And with that being said as well, a purple sector for J-Rod as he now enters sector 4. And Leo's still on the tail end, so J-Rod is doing really well with the fuel, with the tires. At least I'm guessing. Leo has himself a little bit of a leeway with using that slipstream, so J-Rod is actually working hard for that car to stay out there on the track. And Leo needs to get past, he needs to get past at some point to give himself a little bit of a leeway towards that Drivers' Championship lead. Hopefully going to be looking at getting it into the pit lane, as we know have 8.5 minutes left of racing until the drivers make their pit stop. It's going to be very close now as they make their way. Not too sure who's going to be the one to come out on top here, but anything can happen. If you guys are queuing in midway, welcome to GT Champions, the 3rd division here for 2022 World Cup Season 3 for Round 10, which is the finale here of GT Champions World Cup, where we are at Le Mans. I am your commentator, Justin Silva, also known as Just Gaming, whichever you want to prefer, or Justin, however you guys prefer it. However, if there's anything that we can take from this as we go on, is that these drivers are still giving it their all. They're still pushing towards greatness for the season finale. But we are now closing in on the halfway mark. 7.5 minutes until we reach the pit window. And that is where strategy is really going to prevail. And it looks like I gotta say, these drivers are actually doing very well to manage their tires. So it looks like the tires aren't the issue here. It's mainly the fuel, because you can see they're doing really well with their times. Of course, J-Rod setting a 403.819. Little Mac improves his time to a 402.783, as he is now 9 seconds ahead of J-Rod. But Carbon Boy just doing an exceptional job. Started in 5th place, if I remember correctly. One way to find out. No, Carbon Boy started in 7th. Granted, he started in 6th practically, with Renegade having that incident with the disconnect, which is unfortunate. But we still press on with the race. And Carbon Boy just having that early lead, so he's doing an exceptional job here in GTC Champions. Well, GT Champions, not GTC Champions, because that C means Champions. Come on, Justin. But we're now going to go back down with J-Rod and Leo. We actually missed it. Willie's going to be right on the tail end of Bite the Roses. We're actually going to go on this battle real quick, because these two have been switching positions left, right, and center, and we could be seeing a repeat of that as Willie's closing in on Bite the Roses. Is he going to look on the inside of this this right-hander in the chicane? No, he is not. He's going to stay right behind Bite the Roses and use that slipstream to keep pushing his way, because he has a long way to go to catch up to J-Rod and Leo. Leo is actually currently out of that 7/10th gap, so he's going to lose out of slipstream for the time being. But as he makes his way towards the chicane, a little bit of a wide exit there for Leo, but he's able to get within 8/10ths, but he needs one more 10th and he'll have that slipstream. And with this being 5 minutes left, we're looking at around one more lap until these drivers make their way towards the pit lane, potentially, unless they have saved fuel to the extent of where they can go for another lap and try to potentially pull an undercut, or actually an overcut potentially. But with that being said, now Leo, we're actually going to go on board with Leo, as he's right on the tail end of J-Rod. Currently in 4th now. He's trying to look for that 3rd place, as he's going to be using the slipstream on J-Rod. Is he going to try and get past? He's looking on the right side. He is going to try and get the job done. Is he a full car length ahead now of J-Rod? Oh, and J-Rod with the late braking is trying to get past Leo now with the late braking. They're going to go side to side into this corner. Leo and J-Rod still giving it the roll, but Leo is going to slot right behind once again. So Leo is pushing even further for that 3rd place, but J-Rod is just doing very well with the braking zones and trying to hold off and keep that position. But let's see how this is going to prevail. It's going to be very, very close between these drivers. But they're still giving it the roll. They're still giving everything they got to make up some positions, keep within distance of the drivers ahead of them. But now 3.5 minutes left until the pit window opens, and this is where strategy is really going to kick off. Who is going to be having the best strategy out there on the track? And let me guess. Yep. So it looks like Venom have fully left out of the race. He has retired from the race. So it looks like looks like the pit crew either went on strike or they saw something with that car, potentially some major damage to that Renault, and had to retire the vehicle in the pit lane. That's probably why they were not changing anything on that car. But that's going to be very upsetting for Venom, as he is now out of this race, and he is not going to be looking at a championship title. Could be looking at still a podium, like a silver or a bronze, but it's not going to be gold from what it looks like. But with that being said, Leo still right on the tail end of J-Rod as they make their way down towards Sector 2. Leo out of the DRS, well, not DRS, Jesus, the slipstream distance of J-Rod, but he is closing in a little bit. He has the better acceleration. He's now within 8 tenths. He needs one more tenth and he'll be in that slipstream. He needs to punch it into this corner. Oh, a little bit of a slippery exit there for Leo. He's going to lose a few tenths into that corner, but was able to hold on to it, and he's still going to try and push. He's going into the higher revs. He needs to get past. He needs to get within that slipstream distance of J-Rod, but J-Rod doing an exceptional job in that Renault as he is still pushing his way towards a championship lead. I mean, he still has it, even at this point of the race. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at one odd minute left until the pit window opens, and you can see Leo is struggling with the traction now. He is now down to around 1.7 seconds now off of J-Rod. So Leo now out of the slipstream, could be looking at going into the pit lane at the end of this lap. We're not going to go back down with Bite the Roses and Wooly, and it looks like Wooly is losing out a little bit of a gap to Bite the Roses. Looks like Egon and Clint Freeman having their battle getting close. Viper's Fang is going to be back in last after having that incident at the beginning of the race. So unfortunately for him, he's still looking at potential damage, I think, because he didn't even make a pit stop. So I'm not too sure if he actually had damage to his car, but we're gonna have to wait and see what's gonna come out of that. But now 15 seconds until the pit window opens. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there you go. The pit window is now open, ladies and gentlemen. If you're on a set of mediums, you have to switch to a set of softs. And if you're started on a set of softs, set of mediums, vice versa. You can go with the refuel. You can do everything you need to do in this pit stop. Change your tires, refuel, and it will be valid. As we're now looking at it. Let me actually get this right here. Yeah, that looks a lot better right there. But yeah, so far, a really, really good race, I gotta say, as we make our way down. It's still gonna be very, very close to see. I'm actually curious, who's gonna be the one to go into the pit lane first? Not too sure who is gonna be. Karma Boys decides to stay out. He's gonna go for one more lap. Same goes with Little Mac. He's gonna go for one more. J-Rod and Leo are both going into the pit lane. Bite the Rose is gonna stay out. Is Wooly gonna go in? No, Wooly's gonna stay out. So now it's down to J-Rod and Leo. You can see their teams getting ready for the pit stop. J-Rod will be getting into that pit crew first. He's waiting for the pit crew to get themselves warmed up. J-Rod now enters the pit lane. There you go. They're changing those tires. They're getting those set of mediums out. They're getting the set of softs on. And let's actually see how much fuel he actually was almost out on at the end of that. And you can see the tires are not effective whatsoever. It's mainly the fuel. So if you get fuel save, you have done everything you need in this race. But J-Rod is now exiting out the pit lane with a new set of tires, full on fuel, and he's going to be right ahead of Leo as well. So Leo now has to do everything that he did in the previous laps, but just have to do it again. We're looking at around potentially 5, like around 20, like 35, maybe 37 seconds of pit time. So it's gonna be very, very close. But now Leo is gonna be right on the tail end of J-Rod. He needs to get past as quick as possible. This is the dire moments of this race, and he's gonna close in 2 tenths, 1 tenth now. J-Rod has got himself another time penalty in this race, so J-Rod will have to serve that time penalty as quick as possible. He's not gonna serve it just as yet. He's gonna stay right behind Leo, and listen to that engine roar on the rear end of that car, or the middle of that car. I'm not too sure which one it is. And you can see getting a few, like a tenth off on his time. Now another tenth as he enters this corner. But he's not really losing that much pace here, so he's really utilizing the penalty system here on Gran Turismo to its full effect. And he's now going to be bump drafting Leo to close their time on ART Wooly. ART Wooly is now ahead by 33 seconds. He needs to get a few seconds now to stay ahead, but he also needs to fuel save a lot, because you can actually see, we're actually going to show you this real quick, so you can actually see the fuel. He is on red at this point for ART Wooly. He needs to go into the pit lane on this lap, because the pit window is only open for 10 minutes, and we're having around four odd minutes of lap time. So if you're not going to do it on the first one, you have to do it on the second one, regardless of the result. But now Wooly up to 33 seconds still. He needs to increase that gap. He needs to. He does have a purple sector 5 with improving by 5/10 on his time, so he needs to really punch it for this final lap. He is improving. He could be looking at an undercut here on Leo and J-Rod, as the gap now has improved by a few tenths. We're now going to go back on board with Leo to see how that battle is brewing up. J-Rod still has that time penalty of 2/10 now, so was able to lose another tenth earlier as they make their way now towards Sector 6. Carbon Boy is going to be taking that pit stop. Same goes with Little Mac. However, the main drivers that we're focusing on is going to be Bite the Roses and Wooly. And are they going to go into the pit lane? Yep, yes they are. Here they come. Through the tight walls of that pit entrance, Wooly enters the pit lane. This is going to be close. They are getting close towards the pit entrance here, as they're now into Sector 7. Is Wooly going to exit out of the pit lane ahead of Leo and J-Rod, as they're making their way now across the chicanes now? Who is going to be the one to come out on top? It's going to be very, very close here. Leo, actually Carbon Boy has just exited out of the pit lane. We're going to go on board with Little Mac. Little Mac has just exited out of the pit lane. Wooly is getting his tires changed now, but it could be too late for him. And now he's got a fuel up as well, and that's going to be it. Leo and J-Rod now up to 3rd and 4th, and Wooly is going to be down to 5th. Egon could be looking at exiting down the pit lane ahead of them. Supermax, actually Supermax is up to 6th, and he still hasn't done his pit stop. Supermax has not done his pit stop, and we have 3 minutes left until the pit window closes. That is not going to be enough for Supermax to get another lap around this track and go into the pit lane for a new set of tires and refuel. So we could be looking at Supermax getting 2 minutes of time penalty at the end of this race, and that could greatly affect his result here. But Wooly is now going to be catching up to Bite the Roses. Bite the Roses is now up ahead by 2.2 seconds. And we're not going to, and actually that battle is actually brewing up a little bit. We're actually looking at the battle now between Leo and J-Rod. We're actually going to go on board with Leo to see how he's doing out there. And it looks like he's doing pretty well. He's been fuel saving for a long time. 42 seconds now left. He did the pit stop. He actually underfueled his car a little bit to get that gap between him and J-Rod, which has prevailed. He is now up by 2.8 seconds. And he needs to keep on pushing. He has to keep on pushing, because if he wants to win this title, he has to pass Little Mac and Carbon Boy, and that can get greater his chances of getting that championship title. But as it stands now, still in third. J-Rod will be getting the title at the end of this race if it stays like this, if I do remember correctly. But at this point, Leo is in third, J-Rod is in fourth, and this is where it's going to get spicy, ladies and gentlemen. Once these drivers made that pit stop, that is when they're going to go all out on it. They're going to try and get as many positions as they can. This is their last chance, or as I like to say, this is the final bastion. No second chances. Make it count for this final race. And so far, Leo is making it count as he's currently up to third. J-Rod up to fourth. Bite the Roses in fifth. Wooly in sixth. And unfortunate for Venom as he has been out of this race. And I gotta say, ever since I had that whole incident at Autopolis with the Genesis GR4, where after I did an ad, I actually forgot to turn back on the audio, and I'm continuously looking back. At my system to say, okay, do they hear me? Oh, we have another disconnect, and that's gonna be Viper's Fang. Viper's Fang is now out of this race with a disconnect. Unfortunate for him. But we're actually gonna go on board with J-Rod here because it looks like he is gonna be the quickest driver through this sector. And you can see just swinging that car in, using all of the curbs on the apex and the runoff area curbs. And he's picking up a lot of positions here. Well, a lot of time actually. It was around 2.2 second gap between him and Leo. And just by that one sector, he is now up to 1.3 seconds as he makes his way towards the final chicanes. A little bit of a slide potentially for him, but he still keeps it there. As they are making their way down. The pit window is now closed, ladies and gentlemen. The pit window is now closed. And Supermax is going into the pit lane now. He has run out of fuel, run out of tires, and it's too late. His pit window is now closed, and that is going to be unfortunate for him, as he will be getting 2-minute penalties after refueling his car, changing his tires. As you can see, he's still making his way down the pit straight. I don't know why there's people running on that pit straight. The car is here now, and as you can see, going with the tire change. He's going for the fuel. That's going to be 2 minutes added to his name, and he's not going to like that whatsoever. He is down to 10th. He is down to last place, so it's not going to change much, but still unfortunate to see for the man, as he is representing no war for Ukraine. But yeah, we'll be having to serve that time penalty at the end of this race. We're now going to go back up with Leo and J-Rod. The gap now 1.4 seconds. So J-Rod is closing in to that gap. It was around 2.4 once they exit out of the pit lane. Now within 2 laps, J-Rod has gone faster by a second. And now we have 38 minutes left of racing here at Le Mans. This is going to be the greatest ending to any of the divisions, and I can guarantee you that GTC 3 is where it comes from. You don't have like GTC 1, GTC 2, nah. GTC 3 is where it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be the ambassador of GTC 3, and I'll tell you that right now. But of course, watch the other watch the other divisions. But to be honest, I think GTC 3 is where it is. I gotta tell you. I gotta tell you. Of course, it's all jokes. All of the divisions are good. Of course, Presidio, Taddy, and Ghost all give their time to do commentary and everything sorted. So, still great for them. Still, love to see that as well. Love to see that. Love that dedication as well from all of the members, drivers, staff, everyone in GT Champions. And we're actually still looking at this. J-Rod is now down to 0.8 seconds, so he's going to be closing in on Slipstream off of Leo as he makes his way down. We're going to go now down to 6th with Wooly, who's currently 1.6 seconds, close to 1.7 seconds off of Bite the Roses in 5th. So he needs to make up some sort of gap. J-Rod, now since this is practically J-Rod's sector, we're gonna go on board and see how he does it. As you can see, he's not scared to fight the G-forces, where a lot of the other drivers are trying to keep it cautious, play it safe. J-Rod is putting all of practically balls to the wall at this point, fighting those G-forces into these corners, getting all of that all of those curbs to keep that momentum, and using those softs as he makes his way now towards the first chicane of 2. Leo is now ahead by 1.3 seconds, close to 1.4. But J-Rod now is putting that gap now towards 1.2 as they make their way across the timing line. You can see how close they are between J-Rod and Leo. But so far, I actually haven't done this in a long time, actually, ladies and gentlemen. As it is nearing the end of this race, I always like to do, well, I always like to. Sometimes I don't, because either I forget or no one, or it's just been too close of an answer. Oh, Leo with a little bit of a slippery exit there through that. I'm going to see what happened with him there, but we're going to still keep on board with J-Rod for the time being. But yeah, we got to start talking about driver of the day potentially. And if I want to go with anything for the time being, I might actually go, it's actually between a few drivers. It's between Carbon Boy, it's between J-Rod, it's between Leo and Wooly. Well, actually, I'm not too sure about Wooly, actually. It's going to be between Carbon Boy and Leo and J-Rod. Carbon Boy having that amazing start and having a dominant race from start to finish if he wins this race. Leo and J-Rod, whoever comes out of them two on top, they've been battling each other out for the longest time. Of course, J-Rod currently leading in the Drivers' Championship and still pressing on for that race lead, but has Leo up ahead of him now as they now enter the first chicane, actually the second chicane of the straight. You can see this now, J-Rod right on the tail end of Leo. Is he gonna try and get past here? No, he's gonna stay right behind. He's looking on the right side, but he still stays behind. We're gonna go on board. We're not gonna go on board. We're gonna just watch Leo here, as he's gonna try and fend off J-Rod into this double apex right-hander. Leo ahead of that battle as well, so it's gonna be very, very close between these two drivers as they make their way down. J-Rod is now out of the slipstream distance of 7/10. He is now 9/10, so he needs to improve by 2 to get back within it and help with the fuel save. But Leo is pressing on beautifully here. But let's see how these drivers take it now as they make their way down towards Sector 6. After this right-hander and then the 90-degree left-hander, so now they're going to enter Sector 6, where they're going to be started off with a 90-degree right-hander here. And it looks like with the softs, it looks like the mediums do a lot better. Oh, Leo with a huge wide exit there of that corner. So having that slip up earlier on in the lap now has this where J-Rod is going to take advantage of it, and he's going to push up to 3rd. Let's actually see from J-Rod's POV what he saw there as they made their way down. So Leo took a lot of that curb on the left side, probably collected a little bit of dirt there, and going onto the green runoff area where it's very, very dusty, very, very slippery as well. So luckily to stay in, but of course J-Rod pushing his way through, and now ahead of Leo in his favorite sector as well, of Sector 7, just takes these corners beautifully and fast, as I do believe, on the track. However, with that in mind, J-Rod now up to third, leading the Drivers' Championship. Will still be leading it at this point, but anything can happen. Absolutely anything can happen in this race. But now J-Rod will have to defend against Leo once again. You can see Bite the Roses and Wooly right on the tail end, and Wooly is praying that J-Rod or Leo bin it at some point, because then that would help him get that resurgence in the Drivers' Championship. It's down by 6 points off of J-Rod, and could be looking at being down by 10 points at the end of this race if it stays like this, I do believe, if I've done my math correctly. If not, it'll be 8 points. Either going to be 10, maybe 12 points. I'm not too sure. I think it's going to be closer to 10 or 8. But it doesn't matter until the end. 31 minutes left of racing for GTC3, ladies and gentlemen, and it comes to the point of the race where I gotta remind you, if you have enjoyed GT Champions, make sure you please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the GT Champions channel. It's totally free, and it's definitely worth the subscribe, ladies and gentlemen, because this racing is extraordinary. But if this is your first introduction to GT Champions like myself, you will be severely impressed, and we could be looking at a huge season coming up, potentially in GT7 if the lobbies are fixed. But now, with that in mind, I'm actually looking at someone creeping up the back, and I want to see who that is. And that is Supermax. So it looks like even though he's going to be getting those 2 extra minutes of time penalties, looks like he's been struggling with those set of softs as he re-entered the track. Hey, but still could be looking at some good points for him. We're not going to go back down with J-Rod and Leo. We're actually going to go on board with Leo to see how he's doing out there. And, oh, is he going to look on the inside there? No, he's not. He actually stopped himself. This wasn't the corner where he went really wide there. I think it's the next 3 corners here. But J-Rod now has to defend against Leo. Leo closing the gap now on J-Rod's rear bumper as they make their way down. A little bit of bump drafting there from Leo and J-Rod. Leo needs to get past and get that gap, but J-Rod just being the competitor that he is, just an exceptional job in that 3rd place. Leo will be staying right behind J-Rod as they now enter Sector 6 of 7. And this is where Leo had that little bit of a wide exit there. J-Rod doesn't replicate it, neither does Leo. But yep, the gap now 4 tenths between the drivers, and it's closing in now 3.5 tenths. Now 3 tenths, 2.5, and this is what I'm talking about. The slipstream is pretty strong here at Le Mans. Oh, and he had to back up a little bit. J-Rod looks like he took a slow entrance here. And you can see Leo has to get off the throttle a little bit to just fight against these G-forces, switch the gears through these corners to get that grip with those set of softs to carry that RS01. And you can hear the tires screeching out there. Those tires could be getting a little bit overheated into these corners, and I think that's going to be one of the major issues that these drivers are facing here. You have the you have like those long straights, so those tires aren't going to be super heated up. And sector 1 through 6, well actually sector 1 through 5 is like, it's easy corners. It's those slight, even though they're like tight corners, you're not taking them with like that much of a speed, so those tires aren't going to get overheated or heated up quickly. But once you reach the end of Sector 6 and the rest of Sector 7, is where those tires are really gonna meet their maker, where they're gonna be screeching out in pain, taking these corners, even a little bit right here actually of Sector 1. I actually forgot about those. And yeah, so it's gonna be very close. But with that being said, we could be looking at another 6 laps around this track. As we know, we're looking around 27 minutes left of racing. Leo is closing in on J-Rod. A huge bump draft there off of Leo to J-Rod, just trying to push themselves away from Wooly, as Wooly is now ahead of Bite the Roses. Now, I don't know if Bite the Roses had a little bit of an incident, but he is now down to 6th. And quite far behind, I actually should say as well. So I'm not too sure what happened with Bite the Roses. I just missed out on that guy, so I do apologize for that. However, with that being said, Leo is closing in on J-Rod. Less than a 10th, now back to a 10th. They are going to be bump drafting their way down towards the second chicane. If you guys do hear screaming, I do apologize. My brother is currently raging off of Rainbow Six Siege. I do, if I do remember. But other than that, we've been looking at a very, very eventful race. If you guys are joining in from my channel, please look at the description of GT Champions, because it's going to look a lot better for you and it's going to make a lot more sense for you as well. But Leo now right on the tail end of J-Rod as they make their way down towards the double apex right-hander. Leo is trying to get past. He's not going to be able to for the time being, but he's still giving it his all. He's still trying to press on, still push, try and get as many points and potentially secure himself a podium finish in the Drivers' Championship, as we're nearing the end of this race. Leo now in 4th, still giving J-Rod that bump draft. They're still pulling each other away from Wooly, but Wooly really needs to pick up the pace here. He needs to take a little bit more risks and try to catch up. Risk either by taking a little bit more curb or not fuel saving and just going all out to try and catch up. It's gonna be down to him in that driver's seat. That's why I'm in the comms box. I just talk about it. I don't know what's going through these drivers' minds. I couldn't even imagine what's going through these drivers' minds. But these guys are still giving it the roll. They're having that mental capacity to keep on going, keep on pushing, and extraordinary results here for these drivers. As we're now looking at 24 odd minutes left in this race. We're now going to go on board with Leo to see how he takes this sector where J-Rod makes up a lot of pace, I gotta say. And just listen to those tires scream as he tries to whip that wheel from right to left into those corners. And use the rubbers, have trust in the rubbers, have trust in the aerodynamics as well of the Renault RS-01, which is pretty difficult to do. This is a pretty slidey car. You could probably compare it with the Audi R8 GR3 car as well, where it's a mid rear drive car, mid-engine rear drive car. If I do remember that correctly, I believe it's a mid-engine. If not, it's a rear-engine rear drive car. And that back end just really wants to swing out practically. So it's good. It could be good for drifting, but we're not drifting here. We are going full out motorsport racing. Now 23 minutes left and the time is counting down. Who is going to be the one to come out on top of this race? Anything can happen. But you can see that Leo is still trying to fight against the G-forces. He's still trying to keep the pace. And I'm actually looking at it. Wooly is starting to close in that gap now. Was around 4.8 seconds, if I do remember correctly. Is now down to 2.9. He is pushing as hard as he can in that Renault RS-01. Of course, ART, the Amigos racing team, as he is pushing his way now towards the first chicane of 2. but he still cannot make up that gap there. The gap is now towards 2.7 seconds, so the gap is closing in, but he needs to close it in a little bit quicker than that. Leo is now using that slipstream, as we did say earlier. You can see that they're both having that sprint race all the way down to the next chicane. Is Leo going to look on the inside? No, he's going to give J-Rod a little bit of a bump drafting through the corners. And it looks like Leo actually had a little bit of a faster exit there, I do believe. Or not actually, it looks like J-Rod actually had the faster exit there. But Leo's able to make up for that loss of time with the slipstream as they make their way now towards Sector 5. Leo's still giving J-Rod the bump draft. The gap between Leo and Wooly now 3.1 seconds. And that's what I was talking about. That slipstream is just seriously powerful here, especially with the significant straights of this track. But these drivers still giving it their all. It's now closing down towards 20 minutes left. We have been racing for 70 minutes straight, ladies and gentlemen. And this has been extraordinary scenes all over the field. Leo's looking on the inside there. Actually, no, the outside. No, it is the inside. And then it'll be the outside. We're actually going to go on board with J-Rod. We're going to go onto the rear view camera, actually, of J-Rod to see how close that front bumper gets to the diffuser. And, oh, it looks like Leo had a little bit of a slippery exit. Almost collided with the wall there, but was able to hold on and still stay on the track. He probably, if I was in his shoes, I would definitely say that my rear end definitely clenched because he was absolute centimeters away from that. But now comes where J-Rod comes out on top with these sweeping corners. J-Rod is shown to be the faster driver out there. Oh, he takes a little bit of a wider line here. Leo's able to close in a little bit of a gap here. Now 2.9, 3/10 now. Of course, I was saying 2.9 tenths. Yeah, but now with that little bit of slipstream, he's going to aid Leo to stay within half a second as he's entering these tight chicanes to finish off the lap, to keep those tires nice and warm to make their way down. And I think that's the one thing that the whoever made this track really did well, is just having those runoff areas. Well, not the runoff areas, but the just how it's constructed. You have those long straights, so those tires are going to be a little bit cooler on those straights. But also you have those chicanes, you have those sweeping corners to warm up those set of tires, just to make sure that the drivers aren't really, let's say, aren't really driving with ice blocks instead of rubbers, if you are catching what I'm saying. But now we have gone past the 19-minute mark, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be it, and I just realized I still had the race info up on the screen, so I do apologize for that. However, Leo still closing in on J-Rod. We're gonna see how close he is getting. 2/10, 1/10. He's gonna ease off a little bit on the throttle as he makes his way now towards the chicane. Wooly has increased the gap now. Oh, Leo has a little bit of a slippery exit there, and he's actually going to be closing in on Wooly. Wooly could be looking at entering the battle now. For the longest time was around 4/10 behind. Wooly is going to be entering the frame, and he's going to try and catch back up. Leo still has that slipstream. The gap now 1.2 seconds. We could be looking at a three-way battle here for the championship lead of this race. It's going to be very, very close between these three drivers as they make their way through. Wooly now down by almost a second, 1.2 seconds to be exact. And it's going to be close, though. It's going to be very, very close. Leo does have the slipstream. He's going to be bump drafting J-Rod for quite a substantial amount of time now, as they make their way towards Sector 5 this double apex right-hander. But let's see this now. Leo is right on the tail end. He's trying to bump draft J-Rod to get away from Wooly, because Wooly is, even though they're all challenging each other for the championship lead, it's really with Leo and Wooly for that position, because at this point J-Rod does have the championship the championship lead is what I'm trying to say, and my guy doesn't stop stuttering. But yeah, but with the championship lead. That's not all, folks. We're still going at it. 16 odd minutes left in this race. Wooly is now within that second. He needs to get within 7/10, and he will be able to join that Slipstream team, and he could be looking at greatness at the end of this race. He does have the fastest lap, so he is bagging in the extra points for the time being. I'm just not too sure if it's going to be enough. Not too sure if it's going to be enough. Like, J-Rod is in a very, very decent position here. He's in a very, very decent position. Because even if he loses out to Wooly and Leo, he will still have that championship lead, if I do remember correctly. So, right at the end of this race, I'm going to have to do a little bit of homework real quick and rush through to see what points these drivers have. Which does remind me, I should probably write some of this stuff down if I can find my pen. However, until then, we're still going to be looking at this battle for third, and Wooly has now entered the frame of that battle. It's going to be a three-way battle for that third place, for that podium position. And it's going to be all or nothing, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be very, very close between these drivers, giving it the roll from the start of the season till the end, where it truly, truly matters. And did I see that right? Does J-Rod have a time penalty? J-Rod has another time penalty, half a second. So he could be losing his positions here as they make their way down. However, it's still pretty close in this race. I'm going to quickly get this, as we're still looking at it. Wooly still closing in on Leo. Leo still closing in on J-Rod as we make our way down. So 11th will be 5 points, 12th will be 4 points, 13th will be 3 points, 12 will be 2 points. 14th will be 12 points, and 15 will be 1 point. So, of course, still leading the way in the championship will be J-Rod, and J-Rod actually did go behind Leo, and J-Rod could be looking at making a switchback here towards third place, but it's going to stay right behind Leo now. So it's going to be very close for this race end, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be very, very close to see who is going to be the one to come out on top. Not too sure who is going to be the one to win. Not too sure who's going to be the one to win, because I really don't know how, like, who's gonna be the one to take that trophy. And then Leo. So just to remind everyone, so J-Rod currently is in the lead of the championship with 120 points. Wooly is currently second in the championship with 114. Then we have Venom in third with 112. Then Leo in fourth with 111. So of course, unfortunately for Venom, disconnecting from the session. Oh, and I just actually, Wooly is now up to fourth. So Wooly now needs to get past J-Rod to get that championship lead, I do believe. I'm not too sure if it's going to be enough for the championship lead, but it's definitely going to be a significant amount. So it looks like Leo is starting to lose out a little bit. He is quite far behind, I gotta say. However, ladies and gentlemen, it is 12 minutes left in this race. So we could be looking at 3 more laps around Le Mans. J-Rod needs to get rid of that time penalty or else he will be messed up when it comes to the race end. He needs to get rid of it now before he starts this next lap, I do believe. He's not going to be serving it just yet. Oh, he got a little bit. He had a little bit of a switch there. Alright, he's going to carry on that penalty through this lap. So Wooly now needs to get past. If not, he's going to have to fuel save. And there you go, J-Rod does get rid of that time penalty right ahead of Wooly. They have a little bit of contact there through turn 1 and 2. Wooly still trying to keep up. Leo is trying to get past Wooly as well. But it's going to be close racing for a close finish, ladies and gentlemen. And we are not going to get off at this battle because this is the championship decider to see who is going to be the one to come out on top. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. If you are coming in midway or coming in right at the end, you're coming in just in time for the race end. Welcome to GT Champions for the 3rd division of GT Champions World Cup for 2022 for season 3. We are at the finale of round 10 at Le Mans. I am your commentator, Justin Silva, or Just Gaming, however you guys prefer. But Leo is going to get past J-Rod. Leo is going to pull the double overtake here. Potentially. Almost got it. Leo almost got the double overtake, but he was able to get past Wooly. And that's what you want, actually. You want to be at the back of those 2 drivers. Mainly because you get practically double slipstream here. And like if you're in that middle, you're in a very tough predicament. If you don't trust the drivers around you, you could be looking at some substantial amounts of damage potentially as you make these corners, especially a corner like this into the chicane, where you really need the time to braking zone. Give the drivers ahead of you a lot of time to make their to reach their braking zone and not get into a collision. One person though I do gotta say that has been having an extraordinary race is going to be Carbon Boy. Carbon Boy has done extremely well. Is ahead of Little Mac by 3.5 seconds, but ahead of this battle for the championship lead by 30 seconds. So Carbon Boy has done an exceptional job, with it being the last few minutes. I gotta say, Carbon Boy started in 7th, did an exceptional race, pushing his way towards the race lead at the end of lap 1. Capped onto that lead for the rest of this race, just having a dominant race here, and leading by the championship leaders by 30 seconds. That's tough to do. And I'm going to give Carbon Boy right now driver of the day, commentator's driver of the day, as it stands right now. Actually, you know what, Carbon Boy, I'm just going to give it to you regardless of the result. You are the driver of the day, Carbon Boy. Congratulations on getting the driver of the day. Hopefully that does give you a little bit of extra confidence for the next season of GT Champions. However, as it stands now, the main focus will be J-Rod, Leo, and Wooly for that 3rd place position. J-Rod needs to stay ahead, and with it actually coming down, we're looking at around maybe 2 laps left to go. I'm actually going to show you guys the fuel on these cars, and it looks like J-Rod has quite a bit of quite a little amount of fuel left. Same goes with Leo. Wooly has actually saved up a lot of fuel, so looks like he's actually looking at a pretty good resurgence at the end of this race potentially, if Leo and J-Rod get a, let's say, run out of fuel. Bite the Roses has actually done pretty well himself as well. So anything can happen in this race, ladies and gentlemen. But as it stands now, Wooly is up to 5th place with Leo in 4th, J-Rod in 3rd, the 3 main protagonists of GT Champions GTC 3 3rd division of the GT Champions World Cup, where we are now looking at 2 laps left to go around Le Mans. J-Rod, Leo, and Wooly. Who is going to be the one to come out on top? Anything can happen in this race. But with that being said as well, I'm actually going to do some quick math. If it stays like this, J-Rod will be ending the season with 134 points, with Wooly looking at another 12 points with 5th place and the fastest lap. He'll be looking at 126 points, where Leo will be looking at 123 points. So Leo really does need to get past and take the fastest lap to get ahead of Wooly for 2nd place. And it looks like Leo has just done it. Wooly has actually just gone past J-Rod as well. J-Rod trying to fight back on the inside of these corners. And I think that's the one thing about J-Rod that really makes him prevail and like really persevere in these races. His braking zones, his brakes, his time zone is braking just to get past a person is extraordinary. Of course, the I believe I saw the, like, I always get these 2 flags mixed up. I don't know if that's the Texan flag or the Chilean flag. Those are like 2 flags I always get mixed up. But I'm looking at it now. Both J-Rod and Leo are on red time fuel, so they need to preserve that fuel at the end of this race. Wooly is actually looking pretty well on the fuel. All of the drivers out there are looking good on the tires. But Wooly has the advantage, as we're now looking at around 1 more lap at the end of this race. 5 minutes left to see who is going to be the one to be crowned the champion of GTC 3 World Cup. As they now enter Sector 5, Leo still holding on to that 3rd place. J-Rod still in 4th. Bite the Roses needs to give Wooly some help there. Oh, and Wooly's going to be able to get past Leo. We could be looking at 3 wide potentially. We are looking at 3 wide almost into the next corner. Wooly is now up to 3rd place. Wooly has done it. So if it stays like this, Wooly will be getting 15 points. With the extra point, he'll be getting 129 points, where J-Rod will be getting 131. So if it stays like this, J-Rod will still be getting the championship. So the only way for J-Rod to actually lose out of the championship from Wooly is that he'll have to go down to 8th position, and that is Green. And Green is currently behind them by quite a few minutes. So J-Rod is in a really, really good position here for the championship win. So all J-Rod needs to do is keep it clean and keep it on the track. We're looking at around 1 more lap to see who will be crowned champion. J-Rod in 5th, Leo in 4th, and Wooly in 3rd. Who is going to be the one to come out on top? As we're looking at it now, this is going to be the final lap. 3 odd minutes left of racing here for GT Champions Division 3 for the GT Champions World Cup for Season 3, Round 10, the season finale. Wooly is now going to go all out to get that much of a gap. He's now ahead of J-Rod and Leo by 1.3 seconds. J-Rod has just overtaken Leo. So if Wooly has any chance of winning the championship, he needs Leo to get past Wooly. I mean, Leo get past J-Rod, sorry. However, it has been an extraordinary race. I gotta say. It has been an extraordinary race. And Wooly, you can see Wooly is going all out. He's going full throttle with this. He is now ahead by 3 seconds off of J-Rod and Leo. So Wooly has really preserved a lot of fuel. He's going to be coming out in third at the end of this race if it stays like this. J-Rod will now have to hold off Leo. Leo is trying to... Oh, actually, Leo's got a time penalty. So he's going to have to serve that before he crosses the finish line, because this is going to be it. This is the final lap at this point for these drivers. 2 minutes left of racing to see who comes out on top. Oh, and Leo's going for it. He's going around the outside of J-Rod. J-Rod's going to slot in to that slipstream. Leo needs to hold off J-Rod and probably needs to get rid of those 210s now. He is down. He has just gotten rid of it. J-Rod's going to look on the inside here into the chicane at the end of the straight. Oh, J-Rod goes really wide there. A little bit of contact between J-Rod and Leo at the final lap of this race. Leo's going to slide back right behind J-Rod. Leo's now going to go for it as he's looking on the inside into Sector 5. Looks like he's going to be able to get it for now. Wooly needs to catch up with Little Mac and Carbon Boy if he's looking at a race, at a championship win. But Carbon Boy is still looking at, he's not even looking at a red fuel gauge. So he's done exceptionally job. He's done an exceptional job in the lead. Leo and J-Rod both are looking at flashing red lights on the fuel gauge. And I don't know if they're going to be able to reach the end. I'm not too sure if they're going to be able to reach the end. Leo's now going to fall behind J-Rod as they make their way now. Not too sure what's going to happen. Bite the Roses is actually creeping up a little bit at the end of this race. Leo needs to get past J-Rod. He needs to get as many points as he can to end this race. It's going to be very, very, very close. 9 seconds left. We're not going to go up to the front with Carbon Boy, as he's done everything he needed to do here tonight. He's going to cross the line. He's going to take the checker flag to win at the finale for GTC 3. Carbon Boy finishes on top with Little Mac in second. Wooly is now coming around the final few corners to finish off his lap. There's a 1-2 for Carbon Boy and Little Mac. Wooly making his way through. He's been giving it his all at the end of this race. J-Rod is seriously looking at dire moments on his fuel. Leo is trying to go around the outside. J-Rod closes the gap. Leo needs to get past here, but it's not going to be it. Wooly is going to come across the finish line in third place. He did everything that he could. He finishes on the podium. J-Rod is going to finish in fourth. Attack Leo is going to finish in fifth. Bite the Roses is going to come across the line. I'm going to do some quick maths to see who wins the race. I'm not going to say it right now. Yeah, Renegade, I saw, had a DC at the start. Great race, guys. Awesome effort. Exciting racing and battles this season. See you all in Season 4. Exactly. But J-Rod finishes in fourth place. Wooly finishes in third with the fastest lap. Oh, no, he didn't get the fastest lap. Bite the Roses took it from him. And then Leo finishes in fifth place. And then Venom, I'm not too sure where Venom finished after he disconnected. I remember last seeing him in 12th. So that's gonna be it, ladies and gentlemen. Bite the Roses crosses the line now. We're waiting on Clint Freeman, Green, Egon. Oh, Green has had himself a little bit of a spin, as he's gonna be inching his way now towards the finish line. We're gonna go up top with Clint Freeman, as he's gonna make his way towards the final chicanes of the race and the final chicanes of the season. But it's been an extraordinary season, ladies and gentlemen. Extraordinary racing throughout round 1 to round 10. I was only here at round 6, I do believe. if not, no, round 5. It was round 6, round 5, or round 4. One of those. But Clint Freeman takes the checker flag. He's going to finish in 7th. Green is going to make his way towards those chicanes, and he's going to finish in 8th. Egon is creeping up now as well, and Egon is going to make towards the final 2 chicanes to take the checker flag. Supermax in the back. Well, actually, we're going to stay with Egon as he now crosses the line. He's going to take the checker flag, closes in to the pit lane to thank his pit crew for that pit stop earlier. Unfortunately, it looks like Egon actually had damage on that car, but Supermax will be getting a 2-minute time penalty after pitting for those new set of softs and a refuel out of the pit window. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be right back with interviews. So don't go anywhere, where we will make the official announcement who was the one to win GT Champions Division 3. And Supermax is going to cross the line now. That is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Supermax finishes in style. No war for Ukraine. Oh, Venom finished in 11th. So, but Carbon Boy is your winner here today. Gained 6 positions, and also driver of the day. An extraordinary race for him. An amazing race all around. So we'll be right back with some interviews. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Give us a few minutes. Alright, you guys are here? Alright, guys, so this is how interviews are gonna go. If you think about prize giving, it's gonna be kind of like that, but not as boring, I promise. But yeah, but please, everyone in the chat, please make sure that your voice is allowed to be shared, just so everyone can hear you back at home. Just please quickly do that. It will be in your party settings, either on PS4 or on PS5, just to make sure that people can hear you. Just let me know. Yep, no worries. Just let me know if you guys actually done that. And I want everyone to be involved with this, as it is the season finale. Wait, where's Venom? Oh, okay.
Not all at once.
Alright. Let me just guys, just press R in the Gran Turismo chat just to say if you say that you got like the mic sorted. Just so I know to start interviews.
I'm trying to share the replay at the moment, but
it's not gonna share.
Hour and a half long,
Right.
I won't let you.
Gotcha.
You should know that by now.
Just save it.
it's worth a go.
I know.
No, we've tried it.
We haven't shared one all season. Why would we even mess with it?
I'm ready.
Oh, Venom is about
Hang
to
on,
shut
I'm
down
just
the
checking
lobby.
party settings.
It's after
Alright.
midday. I got a podium. I'm cracking a beer.
That's fair. Alright, well,
Old one.
here. Alright, you guys are all ready? You guys sorted?
Yep.
Alright, guys, so, I'll of course lead. I'll introduce everyone. Just, give me a quick second. Just need to get everything sorted.
475 miles today. My God, that's a lot of practice. God.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for bearing with us. Hope you guys have enjoyed that race, but now, as always, comes down to interviews. Of course, it says podium interviews, but we're doing it a little bit different here at GT Champions. As it is the season finale, I wanted to involve everyone that has raced here tonight, and if you guys are at home, be involved with this as well, if you've raced throughout the season. So, one thing I do gotta say, though, guys, again, congratulations on your race. Le Mans is a very, very difficult track to get down, and to be honest with you guys, from all the admins, from all the staff at GT Champions, I want to give you guys a huge round of applause for staying with us from the start till the end of the season, as we have now finished GT Champions World Cup GTC 3 Season 3 Round 10. Of course, I can hear you guys are all excited, but now comes down to business. Before the race start, we had a 4-way battle for the championship. And just to remind you guys about what the points were at the beginning, we had J-Rod in the lead with 120 points. Then we had Wooly in second with 114, Venom in third with 112, and then Leo in fourth with 111. So a 9-point difference between 4 drivers. So it was very, very close at the end. However, to be honest with you, we wish that we can give everyone the trophy. However, we can only give it to one person. But to start off in 4th place, got very unlucky with the race, got had involved with the real life issue, so had to retire into the pit lane, but still did an exceptional season, hosted the lobbies as well when we needed them. RWB Venom is your 4th place finisher, ladies and gentlemen, with a total of 123 points.
Nice.
Extraordinary for Venom. I hope he is listening in. If not, it's totally understandable. He'll watch this back knowing him. But now in 3rd. Moving from the 4th place position. Actually, no, Venom finished with 116. Sorry, guys, I just messed it up. Leo was the one that finished in 3rd with 123 points. Leo had an exceptional season all the way around. Leo is your 3rd place finisher.
Well done, Leo.
Leo, if you are here, what would you like to say to the people back at home, my man?
I'm here. Thanks for having me. It was awesome. Great battles.
Good job, man.
Honestly, fought your way from the start of the season to the end, where we find ourselves here at the historic 24-hour Le Mans track. Luckily, you're not here for 24 hours, because that would be a little bit of a hassle. But
That'd be hell.
but yeah, still an extraordinary race all around.
That would
You
be
all
really
should
fun.
be proud. But now, guys, some of you guys know, some of you guys don't. I have a little bit of a surprise to announce our championship winner. I'm trying to, let's just say this. I'm gonna try my best at doing a drum roll, and I have a bongo. So
Yeah.
So, bongo roll. We won bongo.
So guys, here we go. So there was a 4-point difference between 1st and 2nd. 1st place had 132 points. 2nd had 128. Now, are you guys ready to announce your championship winner for GT Champions World Cup Season 3? Let's get this started. Now, your winner
We're ready.
of GT Champions Division 3 Season 3 World Cup is J-Rod with 132 points. J-Rod is your winner here tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, boy. Hit the bongo for him. Good job.
And Wooly finishing in 2nd with 128 points. We're gonna start off with Wooly first. Wooly, you had that unfortunate finish last week back at the Nürburgring, where you finished in 5th and lost your championship lead. However, you still kept your way for your spot on the podium and your spot on 2nd place. You brought back a silver trophy, Wooly, and again, I have mad respect for you because, to be honest with you, you're the reason I'm here in GT Champions. You were the one that suggested me for this job, and I couldn't commend you enough, and I'm so happy to see you in 2nd place. So, again, Wooly, congratulations on your 2nd place. How do you feel?
Yeah, pleased and disappointed both at the same time. Pleased, obviously happy for J-Rod. Sort of like happy for 2nd. Sort of like disappointed because it could have been 1st, but there we go. It's not. It's 2nd place. J-Rod's got the 1st. Looking forward to next season and hopefully get my revenge.
Beautiful, but of course, before Okay, that's my brother screaming in the background. Hey, buddy, how you doing? You losing in Rainbow Six again? Yeah, keep it down, buddy. Okay, so now before I go to our race winner, I do gotta say once again, GT Champions would be nothing without all of the drivers that have been involved. Even if you've been disconnected, even if you had to retire the car, even if you just couldn't even attend because of the times, but you still gave life to GT Champions, and it would be nothing without all of our drivers. And before we actually do anything right now, I'm gonna give a quick shout out to every single one of you that have been involved from the start to the end. So of course, Big Red U of A, Clint Freeman, Egon, Bite the Roses, Supermax, Viper's Fang, Green, Little Mac, Renegade, Carbon Boy, Grays One, Leo, Venom, Wooly, and J-Rod. There would be nothing, GTC3 would be nothing without you guys. So, and at the beginning of the season,
quick mention to all the guys that are working behind the scenes for all the other guys, with the ones that do all the deliveries for them. There's
exactly.
So
you have
that are behind the scenes that you don't see on the track.
Exactly. So that's when it comes down to the staff as well. So not just the beautiful community that we have here in GT Champions, but also the staff at the back when it comes to us commentators, when it comes to the admins, when it comes to the sponsor teams that are here with Hypre, Detailing Group, Metropolis, Pride at the Dragon, 12 Ounce Sports Network. Like, everyone has added to GT Champions and has helped it grow. So of course, with everyone, a huge round of applause for GT Champions being a great success as it stands now. But with it being GT3, we have to hear from the man himself. Fought at the beginning, fought at the end like every other driver, was in the lead of the championship when I first joined this league to do commentary, lost out of the top 3 after a few races, but was able to bring it back right when it mattered. It's not how you start, it's how you finish this season. Our champion here for GT3, J-Rod, how do you feel getting the best driver out on the track today?
Oh, I feel pretty good, and I feel a little disappointed. I made a couple mistakes, but overall, man, it was a good race. These guys put up a hell of a fight and made it very difficult throughout the whole season. So I want to give a shout out to all the other racers, man, who made the challenge worthwhile for sure.
Honestly, an extraordinary scene throughout the entirety of the season, and now for the final time of the season, I gotta say, I'm almost coming to tears because I love this league. I really do. And with the season ending, and we don't really know until the next season starts, but until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna see you with the ending video, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. We will see you next season for Season 4, Round 1, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being part of GT Champions. We're gonna have a little bit of a break, and we'll see you next season.
Good racing.
Peace out.
Awesome.
Good job, all. Good job.
Well done, guys.
Yeah, there's been some awesome racing.
Well, I gotta say, since 99% of us started and finished the season, that should make this the premier division.
I believe so.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Oh.
No driver interviews? Nothing?
He just
That was it.
Carbon's like, damn!
I finally win a race.
Yeah,
And I get stooged.
I'm sorry,
It's
Carbon.
It's
Carbon,
like when your
well done,
birthday's
Carbon.
on Christmas. You're screwed.
Yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah, honestly, hey, Carbon, if it was anything, you did get Commentator's Driver of the Day today. So
Oh, wow.
you
Thank
got
you.
that as well, mate. Just started at the started
I
in the
feel better.
middle, had that early lead, and just had a dominant race, mate. You deserve it.
I got the Screw Up of the Day award. Fucking.
Ooh, what did you do?
I brake too late
pit.
trying to get in the pits and missed the pit lane, so then I missed the pit window. So then I
man.
did. I had another one, but when I came out of the pits, you know, I was so far behind that I just stomped on the brakes and sat there for a minute and exited.
All right, guys.
So I self-assessed my penalty.
The stream is now down.
Alright.
Oh my god.
Now, you guys have a good one. J-Rod, don't drink too much champagne and get yourself fucked over.
He won't.
Do it. Drink all the champagne.
Since you mentioned it.
Well, let's say this. I would advise not
Season
to.
champion.
But
Get
if
in
you
there.
do, you better show us some pictures.
I know, right?
I want to see
All right,
you
guys.
wake up in the morning with a marker of a dick on your forehead because you got drunk so bad.
Hell, I was drinking during the race.
Hey, that boy.
I'm high as a kite. Guess I need to do that every time.
Oh
Hey,
shit.
Justin,
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't have the GT Comms box chat open.
No, honestly, I actually kind of forgot to. And to be honest with you, you guys didn't even hear me in the what's it called? In the lobby, did you?
Not
No.
in the lobby.
Oh, so I don't even need the I don't even need the
I
comms
actually
box
had
then.
a DC right from the start, Justin.
No, there's no game chat in this game, so
Yes,
And,
I actually
a
don't.
couple of the boys suggested I jump into the comms box with you.
Oh right, I actually did say that as well. Oh crap, I did forget about that, didn't I?
Yeah, I
But
had
hey-
DC right from the grid.
You joined us late, but man, you did a great job. You did a great job. You really did. You did a great job on your broadcast.
Oh,
So that
absolutely.
was really nice. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Renegade.
Oh.
No,
No.
we're talking about you
I thought you
just
were
then,
messing with
Justin.
him.
Hey, I appreciate it, guys, but
Justin.
to be honest with you, you shouldn't even be thanking me. You should be thanking Wooly. He was the one that suggested me for this as well. So I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. Good
No,
call,
it's,
Willie.
it's,
Yeah,
still
thank all
on
guys
his
that started
own
this.
feet,
I
and
guess
so-
it's
Beginning,
now.
J-Rod and all them. Without them, there wouldn't be no RWC,
All right.
which would mean there'd be no.
But guys, I have the most important question of all for tonight. How was the drum roll? Was that good? Did I do that right? Did
Could have been quicker, but you know.
Yeah,
Bro,
you're dragging it on and
the thing
on
is,
and
my
on.
ring
Like, we
finger,
already
like
knew.
my
Well,
fingers
some of
are
us
actually
already
hurting
knew
from
one.
that because I was just going at it like, you know when like you're trying to like spam a button, you practically have like a muscle spasm that you're trying to press it so quick. That was practically me with my freaking arms.
All right, guys. I gotta go. Great season. See you in qualifying, and see you at GT7.
Honestly, yeah, I
Yeah.
cannot wait. Hopefully they fix their shit.
They will. They always do. It just takes them forever. They never released it without it, but
It's like a construction site. It takes years.
yeah, it does. And they still don't never get it right. They go to the extreme in one direction or the other.
Alright, catch you
Everything they
later,
do.
guys.
All right.
Haters.
Have a good night, all.